Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today, we're going to talk about two different things. We're going to kick it off with revisiting attitude and mindset for a little bit. And then at the end of that conversation, I'm going to go through the remaxhustle.com page that you guys can go to and do some marketing efforts. Remax has just kind of redone their whole ad campaign, and in doing so they have some attractive content for us to use and implement. But Poppy, you want to kick it off for us with the attitude?
Now this morning I just wanted to start off with saying how important it is for us to have a great mindset and a great attitude towards this business. You hear all this stuff about interest rates being high, all kinds of problems. If we have the right attitude, it doesn't matter who we are or what we are, we can definitely overcome those problems. I don't care what it is. You need to start this year off, and it's still early, knowing exactly what kind of plan you have in place to attack this year. Part of that plan has got to be how many vacations you're going to take. Part of that plan is going to be how many days you work. Once you get that plan in place, then your attitude has to be every day, I must contact so many people. You know, everybody says pick up the phone. Well, what do you do when you pick up the phone? There's a couple of people that you can call. You can call FSBOs, you can call expireds. The big thing is calling the people that you know. Once you call them and you ask for help, you can't help but succeed. But that's all up here. That is really all up here. You have to determine and be determined that you're going to be successful in this business, no matter what the circumstances are. All I can say about that is today, my son and I, Mr. Tim Costello, have a thriving company. We started this company in the worst of all times. You know what pulled us through it? The fact that we knew we were going to succeed no matter what. Can you say the same thing? Do you have that attitude in place and you're willing to do everything that it takes to be successful in this marketplace? You have to ask yourself that question, and you have to be true to yourself if you truly want to succeed in this marketplace. So put that plan in place, contact those people every day. Don't let anybody get in your road. There's a million people out there that are going to say this market is terrible, you can't do it. That's baloney. You can do it if you want to do it. I don't care who you are or what you are or how good or how bad you are. You must, in every aspect, be willing to sacrifice and do what it takes to make this job successful. That's my rant for today, Brooksy. And I'm sticking to it.
Uncle Tim, I know going on vacation, it gives you sometimes time to reflect on your business and think of new ideas, refresh, rejuvenate yourself. Anything you want to kind of add to the mindset attitude conversation?
Well, before I went away, I spent the last day creating all the emails that you guys received over the last 10 days. I don't know whether they're helping, not helping, motivating you, not motivating you. But one of them that was a couple Tuesdays ago, I think it was 2 Tuesdays ago, was you choose. And as Poppy was saying about your mindset, you got to choose every day whether or not you're going to make it a great day or whether or not you're not going to make it a great day. That's the first thing. You get to choose whether or not you're going to make your calls or not make your calls. And for those that have the mindset that they don't want to hear about the calls and they don't want to hear about this, that's fine. Then you tell me what you're going to do to get an appointment today. Because if you don't want to keep track of the number of calls and you don't want to focus on making the calls and keeping track of it, then say to me, hey, Tim, my plan of action for today is I'm going to do this. And I'm going to talk to so many people this way, or I'm going to communicate with so many people this way. But what we have to have is we got to have the mindset every day that when you come to work or you start your work day from home, that you're going to get an appointment today. So if you don't want to focus on the number of calls, focus on getting an appointment, because that is like the most important thing there is to set an appointment, whether it's with a buyer or with a seller, preferably with a seller, because as the market is a little slower, everybody recognizes that, we get to choose whether or not we're going to allow that to affect us, or we get to choose whether or not we're going to dig in, like Poppy said, and work harder and get those listings, because the listings are still selling. I mean, it's more difficult to do buyer sales right now, but the listings are still selling, and the listings are still selling with multiple offers and that type of thing. So, you know, I just wanted to relate the mindset into your choice. You get to choose whether or not you're going to make it a great day. You get to choose whether or not you're going to get on these calls. You get to choose whether or not you're going to make the calls, or you're going to go out and see the people face to face. You get to choose whether or not you're going to text them, email them, social marketing them, whatever it is that you're going to do. But whatever you choose to get an appointment every day. That's what I got.
While you're adding to that, Tim, you know, getting on these calls, being involved with this company, look, we're here to help. We've been through these markets 3 to 4 times. Actually, we really know what we're talking about when we start and put these plans in place that we had. You know, we're offering a lot of stuff. Sometimes it becomes disappointing, but we never quit. This has started ever since we started the company. You know, the folks that join in always are successful with what they do. The ones that don't join in and don't participate, they manage to get along in most instances. You've got to choose where you want to be in this company and this life. And a lot of it is we're offering the opportunities. We offered an opportunity the other night to be involved with a new relationship that we formed with Penn Bank. We had free food, we had free drinks, and we had free conversation, and the opportunity for you to set yourself up and talk to a lot of these bankers about lines of credit and all of the other things that really you should have in place if an opportunity comes up for you to buy a home. You're always thinking outside of the box, always saying to yourself, I can do this to better myself. When you think that way, and that's really your most primary thoughts, you can't help but become successful. Now I'm really done.
Mindset's definitely something that we could talk about day in and day out, because it is really important to control your mindset in this market. Kong, what do you have to say about mindset?
It's funny because yesterday I sat with Alyssa and we went over her schedule. And one of the most important things other than your database is your schedule. And you have to have the mindset that your schedule is the most important thing between 8 and 5 o'clock. Nothing should deviate you from that schedule, not an email, not deals you're working on, stuff like that. There should be set times for that. And there should be set times for prospecting. So she and I sat here yesterday. How about Alyssa? What was it, from 1:30 to 3 o'clock? And we made some really good calls, and she was able to add people to her database. She didn't get any appointments, but there were some very good conversations in there for future business. Now she just has to nurture those calls, keep in contact with them, and eventually they will buy or sell from her. So that's something that I'm offering to any of the agents in our office is if you want to start prospecting, don't know where to start or want to fine tune it, you're more than welcome to sit with me, schedule time with me, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever.
Or Zoom, Colin.
Yeah,
Don't-
or
don't
Zoom.
forget You can do it on Zoom.
Yeah,
Doesn't have to be in the office.
yeah, and we'll sit here and make calls together. And if I have to step in and be part of the conversation, I will. So it's something that we offer to do. So
I've got to jump in and say this at this point. This company is willing to do, and the principals are willing to do whatever it takes to make you guys successful. That being the case, take advantage of it. That's what we're here for. It's a different market. We've got to go, and we will. We're not going to stop until everybody gets what they want out of this life.
Bob Stevens, you've had a history of being in sales for a long, long time, even prior to real estate. How have you always kept a good mindset? And in the past, in your previous business, how did you keep it? Because when I first met you in '92, I remember you being at that office every morning at 7 a.m. before anybody else, standing in the bullpen making phone calls. Because when I would walk in, I'd see you standing there making phone calls. How did you have that mindset to get in that office every morning at 7 a.m. to work like that?
I hated traffic.
You didn't
Yeah,
like the traffic.
I didn't like the traffic. So I just, even in my previous job, when I was transferred here in 79, I was in the office by 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I just hated that traffic. So I found things to do there and it worked.
But you think by getting up early in the morning and getting on the phone and doing that stuff, your mindset was in a better place?
No question. No question. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now I don't get in till about 8:30 because I'm trying to retire.
You've been retiring for 15 years.
Is it working?
No.
Phone's still ringing, Bobby. The phone's
Yeah.
still ringing.
Mr. Hubler, did you make it to the RE/MAX convention yet? Or is that coming up?
It's coming up on the 25th of February. That's when we leave. So we got a few more weeks, about a month out yet and stuff. So it's I know that they sold out on the main hotel at the MGM, and a couple of things that I'm joined on to the Facebook page for R4, the 50th anniversary, and picked up on some side meetings that people put out because I'm on like a RE/MAX for veterans, and they're going to have like a little get together, and there's going to be a couple other little get-togethers for different groups who want to socialize and network outside of what RE/MAX is putting on. So it's the calendar's filling up pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, you always have a good mindset about business and you're always looking for new opportunities. And I know you do a lot of educational and a lot of seminars and things like that. What has always led you to be wanting to explore more educational things?
Well, if you're not willing to change, or if you're not willing to keep improving yourself, I always say about sharpening your knife so you can be out there and be slaying it. So if you're not willing to change, you're going to just sit there and fall by the wayside. So you have to keep evolving, try to be a front runner with what's happening in the market, and just keep moving forward. Because if you don't, you're gonna get missed and lose out on some opportunities.
Good. So Brooksy, you've got some social media things you're going to show us or talk about with
Yeah.
RE/MAX to help expose the agents a little bit more to people?
Yeah, one last thing, I wanted to give a shout out to Kara Schaefer and Alyssa, the folks who joined us last week for the Dial for Dollars nights. Kind of going on that conversation of mindset. It's hard to get your mind in the right space to participate in those activities, but obviously it paid off. Collectively, they all made 45 calls, set 8 appointments, 2 of which were listings. So that was a big deal. That's a great ratio, and we're super
Oh,
proud
my
of it. We're
goodness.
excited to keep that going forward. Yeah, Kara, you want to? Were you putting your hand
Congratulations,
up?
by the way, on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. You know, actually, we had a good night. We had fun. I wanted to introduce Luis Martinez. Luis is a new agent. He's not new to the industry. He's been in it for 2.5 years, and just recently joined the team last week. Luis attended the call, and we have 2 listing appointments because of his calls.
That's awesome.
Good. Congratulations, Luis.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. We were excited, obviously, to hear those results, and the hard work pays off. So we're excited to do another one of those that's coming up here next Tuesday, and Guy Fry is going to be a part of it. He's going to join us making his calls on his end, but he's also going to provide pizza for the folks here at the office. So if you could, please, we're going to have an email go out. Please RSVP to that so we can get an idea of how many pizzas we need to get. And we'll get
I think
back
if the
at it.
Chambersburg people are going to do it too, we ought to send a couple pizzas delivered to the Chambersburg
Absolutely. We'll,
Yeah.
office
we'll do that.
upstairs too.
We need to put somebody in charge down there to order them. We'll certainly.
Oh, we can have it delivered as long as they're going to be there to dial for dollars.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll have some pizza delivered there too.
I do want to point out one other thing. When you're getting 2 listing appointments, you have skills. So kudos to the people in Chambersburg, because it takes skill to do what we're doing. How do we get those skills? By practicing our trade. You need to practice, you need to practice, you need to practice. When you can say, do you want me to handle the sale for you? And you deliver it professionally like that, because I've done it 1,000,000 times, you're closing the deal real quick. You need to have those skills. You need to be smooth. It really is an art. And, you know, proud of everybody that's taken on the task of getting that out. Look at Tim nodding and shaking his head. Exactly what has to be done as part of what you really need to do to become a great professional in this business. You know, we've been there, we've done that. We want to help. Brooksy, why don't you take off and show us what RE/MAX has to offer us?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll switch gears here a little bit. Let me share my screen. All right, hopefully y'all can see that. So if you simply go to remaxhustle.com, this is where you're going to have access to all this ad campaign content that they put together for us. They just released some new options here with the customized commercial, and it's really simple. You just go through, you put your name, contact information in, add a picture of yourself, and then you go through all these different video options. I would recommend sticking to the shorter ones in length. Obviously, these 2.5-minute long versions drain on people's attention spans these days, but they have good 30-second clips that really, you know, are a nice marketing piece that it's a canned thing that you can do relatively quickly and then share that on your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn pages. But additionally, I would recommend that everybody do it for us and then send us your video, and we're going to put them on the foyer TV here in our office. That way, as folks come in and out, you know, those videos are rolling automatically. So that's kind of just what I wanted to pass out there. This is a good little supplement to all the calls that we're talking about making. You can put this out on social media and hopefully get some business from that too. Any questions about the RE/MAX Hustle?
You know, I saw state, I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna ask Gene, is there more to it than just the video? And there's a lot of tools there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's commercials, there's infographics that you can use. There's a lot of different content that they have on there. I just wanted to showcase those commercials because they're quick, easy to do. And then also I wanted to get some of those from you guys so we can update our For Your TV loop.
Thank you.
Yep.
And Aaron, did you want to add anything about the luncheon and awards appreciation luncheon?
Yes. So you'll keep seeing my emails, of course, but we're doing the awards and appreciation luncheon coming up on February 10th. So please respond to me if you can or cannot make it. That way I can do a head count.
Yep, the sooner the better if you could.
Just
Put it
like
in the
Brooke said
schedule and let her
about
know.
the dial for dollars, we're going to do a thing so that you can RSVP to that. I also put out something for charity. So if you have any local charities that you'd like us to possibly help and get involved in, please, reach out. We'd like to do some more charity work this year as well. Brooks and I are working on getting something set up for Wild Heart Ministries, hoping we can get a day for the office to go out together there as well.
Let me share something with you if I can.
Sure.
Just a little twist on things that I think everybody's been doing from time to time. But if you're in touch with your client base, sometimes they'll tell you that, well, I wish I could find a property here, there, or whatever. And this one particular one, 2 weeks ago, said that he'd like to be down on the creek. So I said, okay, why don't I do a mailing on the creek to see if anybody's interested in possibly listing? And I went through the whole rigmarole. Would be a single party listing. If they weren't interested, it's terminated. Not looking for a listing. So gave it the soft approach on that. And yesterday I got an email from one of those mailers, and we're going to actually go out and take a look at that property and let the buyer take a look at it and see if he's interested. So that's maybe another way roundabout of getting
Thank you,
a
Bobby. Yeah.
listing.
Yep.
It worked.
Yep,
Since listings are in short supply, if you're the aggressive person and you're doing just what Bob said here, you can talk to a lot of people. You honestly have buyers that you don't have properties for. Pick a neighborhood and start either visiting everybody in the neighborhood or calling them. You can get numbers. I'm sure you can. So it's another way of hunting for stuff that other people aren't hunting for. And that's what we've got to do. There's hunters and skinners. You're the great hunters. All right. I don't have anything else. Brooksy, do you?
Anybody else have anything
Tim?
before we wrap up here?
Tim, you got anything else?
nope,
He
other
should
than
say-
let's make it a great day and let's go to
Have a
work, as
great
Bobby
day.
used to say. Yep,
Don't forget
Let's go
about
to-
2 p.m. forums.
yep, okay.
Let's go to work.
All righty, guys. Have a good one.